Welcome to Chapter 3. This chapter is all about file management. So in this chapter, you're going to learn about the importance of file management. The concept of file management aren't unique to computing. We use file cabinets, boxes, drawers, and piles to manage our paper files. These files can contain anything from bills to pictures to homework assignments to coupons. File management includes opening, closing, saving, naming, deleting, and organizing digital files. So before you can create files, you need a place to put them. You can start with the existing folder structure of your computer that's already been created by your operating system and customize it to fit your personal needs. By default, Windows comes with some folders already created. The Windows File Explorer, which is this right here, is used to navigate the Windows folder hierarchy and libraries. To open the File Explorer, click the File Explorer icon on the desktop taskbar, or go to the Apps menu and search for File Explorer, and this should open up for you. Okay, so let's talk about File Explorer. Right up here at the top, we have something called a ribbon. As you will hear in lab, if you haven't already, the ribbon is very common to Microsoft products, so including the Office suite, and then of course Windows, the operating system. Okay. We also have the address bar right here, and this contains the path to the current location in the File Explorer window and is used to navigate through folders and libraries. You can move down deeper into the folder hierarchy by clicking the arrow after your location. So that would be this arrow right here. Okay. You can move back up in the folder hierarchy by clicking the arrows or links in the address bar. So say I were to click in like the music folder, okay, up here it's now going to say music. If I wanted to go back, I could just click back on this PC, okay, that will take me back. Search bar, right here. This is used to search for files located in the current File Explorer window. The navigation pane is here on the left-hand side, and it's used to navigate the folders and drives that are available on your computer. The navigation pane is divided into a few different sections. So we have favorites, okay, so this little star, sort of like your quick access to these, which tend to be sort of the folders that you access most frequently. Excuse me. We also have OneDrive right here. Okay, so that's the cloud. Home group, which doesn't appear here because this computer is not part of a home group. You'll have this PC, okay, and then network right here. So clicking on any of these sections changes the contents in the right-hand pane. This here is your viewing pane. So if I click on this PC, this is going to change. The content here will be changing. Okay. And then this is, like I said, your viewing pane is your file list area. So this is going to take up most of the window, and it's going to display the contents of the current location displayed in that File Explorer window. For Mac users, the equivalent window to File Explorer is called Finder, and this is Finder right here. Okay. It can be opened from the Finder menu bar or by clicking the Finder icon on the dock. So the sidebar contains icons for things you use frequently, like disks, folders, shared resources, and other devices. Okay, that's this right here. The toolbar has buttons to change the way Finder behaves. Okay. The view options on the toolbar change the way Finder displays information. The search field here is used to search for files on your Mac. And then the contents area right here displays the contents of the currently selected location. So folders are just containers that are used to organize files on your computer. The folder structure created by Windows is called a hierarchy. There are folders nested within folders, and we call these subfolders or children. This allows you to further organize your files. Okay, so for example, I have a folder on my desktop, and it says Summer CS101. Okay, I click on that folder. Inside that folder are more folders. Maybe I have a homework folder. Maybe I have a syllabus folder. Maybe I have an exam folder, etc. Anytime I click on one of those, then there's more information nested inside. So sort of like those little Russian nesting dolls. You can think of it that way, okay? Additionally, Windows includes libraries to help you organize your files. So there's 4 main libraries: documents, music, pictures, and videos. And you can create more of these to suit your needs. Each library includes the corresponding user subfolder. So what that means is that a user logging into a system and accessing a library will only see the content associated with his or her user login name. So if you're sharing a machine with someone, or if you come to use like a lab computer, okay, when you click on these libraries, you're only going to see your documents, your music, your pictures, your videos. Okay. It's a really good idea to think about how you wish to organize your files and to set up folders that enable you to retrieve them quickly in the future. You're not limited to using the folder structure created by Windows or by Mac OS. You can create your own kind of organizational scheme to fit your own needs. Computers are a tool, okay? We use them to help us do all sorts of different things. And so you need to make sure that it's set up how you want it to be set up. You don't have to keep it the way it came when you first took it out of the box. Okay? This is really useful, especially when you use flash drives or cloud storage. So think about this as far as using your mobile device. Mobile devices are made to be fast and light, and so they don't have a lot of room to store files. For larger storage, they rely on using the cloud to organize and store your files. One of the big perks of saving your stuff in the cloud is that you have access to it from pretty much anywhere, as well as saving space on your machine at home. Okay, so let's talk about the importance of file extensions. Every single Windows file has a file name that has 2 parts: a file name and a file extension. Okay. The name should be meaningful, and it should describe the contents of the file. When you create your own file, you decide the name. Okay. The name actually cannot exceed 260 characters. There's 8 characters that can't be used. These include the backward slash, the forward slash, the question mark, colon, asterisk, quotation marks, and the less than and greater than signs. Okay. The reason that they can't be used is that each of these special characters has a special meaning in Windows, and so if you try to use them in your file names, it's going to confuse your computer, and Windows isn't going to allow you to use them, so you don't really have to worry about necessarily remembering that, because Windows will tell you that's an illegal file name. Okay. It's okay to have spaces in your file names, but we don't recommend it because those little spaces that you might leave sometimes allow unwanted stuff to sort of slip in there with your file, such as malware or viruses, things like that. So I prefer that you don't name your files with any spaces. Okay, instead of spaces, you can use underscores. You can do something called camel case, which is where maybe like the first letter here will be C, H, and then if you're going to include homework, maybe you can start the homework with a capital H. Okay, so different cases, so we know there's a separation there, but there's not necessarily a space. All right, so really try not to leave spaces in your file names. If you're using Mac OS, their file names can be up to 255 characters, and the only illegal character there is the colon. Okay, so the second part of the file name is the file extension. And this extension is assigned by the program that was used to create the file. It also helps the operating system determine the program that created the file and can therefore display that file's content accurately. Okay. Something very important to remember is that if you change the extension of a file, you may not be able to open it again. So make sure you are really comfortable with what you're doing before you start changing file extensions. Okay. The table on this slide describes different file extensions, the file type, and the default program that was used to create it. Okay, so you can see we have docx, that would be a Word document. The default program association through Windows is going to be Microsoft Word. Default program association, this should read Mac OS. Sorry, this is a little bit of an outdated table apparently. It's going to open up with Microsoft Word also. Okay, and if you just have a look at these, take some time to familiarize yourself with some of these different file types. Okay. Every file has associated properties that provide information about the file. So you can use these properties to organize, sort, and locate files more easily. The file type, size, and date properties are automatically created, while other properties, such as the title and the author, can be added by the user. A file's properties are displayed in the Properties dialog box, which is opened by right-clicking on the file in the File Explorer and then clicking on Properties. Okay, so here's an example of that. Say we were looking at this file, it's named indexed. Okay, you do a right-click on it with your mouse, and then scroll down to File Properties, and this is going to show you the properties of that file. All right, it's going to show you the location right here. This is called a file path. So this is a long one, but it tells you, exactly where this folder is stored, how big this folder is, what's inside this folder. In this case, this is a large one. It has 526 files and 2 folders. Okay, tells you the date and time it was created. And then the attributes of the folder. So is it read-only? You can check this box right here and make it hidden. Maybe you have a folder full of pictures or journal entries, things like that. You don't want it to be immediately visible on your machine. Then you can hide the folder. As long as you remember what it's called, you'll be able to find it, but nobody else is going to know it's there. Okay, and then you can click on Sharing, Security, Previous Versions, Customize. All right. So that's the way to check out the properties of the folder. Mac OS file properties. If you want to view the file properties in Mac OS, it's basically the same thing. Open up Finder, select the file, and then choose Get Info. All right, so instead of properties, you're looking at Get Info. This is going to open up this info pane right here, where you can view and change some of the file's properties. So things, again, like the file name, sharing permissions, all different kinds of things like that. File names and other properties give you more info about files, so making them more useful and easier to manage and locate. And that's why naming your file properly is very important.